Recently, I received a comment from a subscriber that I want to share with you. They said, "More Harman Titan 4x5 pinhole videos, please." Hello, I'm Charles Abels, local photographer in and around Prescott Valley, Arizona. I'd like to thank those that have subscribed, and I'd like to say I hope you enjoy this presentation. Today, I want to talk to you about large format photography. Again, some more. Expand on it. We're going to learn how to load film holders. That is perhaps, if you decide to shoot large format, that is perhaps one of the most challenging to prep up before you go out and use your large format camera. The film holder. You might say this is the heart and soul of large format. And you got to learn within a darkroom, with a darkroom bag or a darkroom, how to load a large format. And it's not really all that hard, because the intent is to get the emulsion side of the film facing the lens, or in this case the pinhole, so that way the light can strike it appropriately. So let us begin. On the film holder, I believe I touched briefly last time I talked about it. But in this case, this is gray. You can see the gray strip right here. And this is a gray strip. This is what I use to tell me that this particular, there's two negatives that go in here, that tells me that this, the gray, some has white, is on exposed. It's ready to be used. These are hooks, safety, to keep the sleeve in there, so that way it doesn't fall out. But as you can see, this comes out, and then on the other side is a black strip. That is, you would use that as an expose. So after you're done shooting, you put it back in there on the black side, and you know that this negative has been exposed. But now you also know with this gray strip, this negative on this side is ready to go. It's on exposed. How do we load it? We're going to take this exposed Arista film negative, and we're going to use it. First thing you're going to want to do is, if you have a black side, go ahead and pop that out and flip it over to the white. Now the best thing to do, you can either use an air can, blaster, brush. I prefer to use the blaster. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a few moments to dust that out. Dust it all out before you put the negative. In this case, you would do it for all four. So let me flip this over so I get the other sleeve out. There we go, and you can do the other side as well. Dust it. Get all the dust off of your holder here as much as you can. Then once you're done, now both sleeves are going to be open. I would suggest that before you load the film up, you push it down. You have a nice reference spot right there, little dots here. Push them both down. Make sure you have your gray strip or your white strip, depending on what your film holder is. And so, once you're done with that, you're going to put this one in the darkroom bag, put the box of film in the darkroom bag, put it all in the darkroom bag. Zip it up, so that way it's completely dark, and then your arms are going to go inside these sleeves here, and it's a bit of a chore. How do we load that film up? The trick is you got to get the emulsion side facing the lens, which means you got to get this facing outside of your film holder. The 4x5 is unique in that, I don't know if you could see it, but you see that notch right there? That's referred to as the identification notch. This tells you, this particular notch is an Arista EDU Ultra 100 ASA film. Kodak has a few more. The nickname or the slang for it is landscape because it does look like a landscape when you develop it. And depending on what kind of film you're using, we'll have these ID notches right here. There's the trick. Now, I'm going to turn around and I hope you can understand it. I'm doing it more for my sake. But as you load this, you have your sleeves out and down. And then on this side, or the top side, however you want to call it, the bottom, these flip up. They flip up on both sides. All right, so you pick the one side you want. And then you're going to feel in the darkroom bag, in the darkroom, you're going to feel for this notch. This is what's going to help you out to load your film up in the holder. And when you do that, you want to have that notch to the right. Make sure it's in your right hand, loader's in your left hand, and the notch is in the right or to the right. And then you just feel your way, slip it in there. There we go. See, that's what I'm saying. Even in light, I'm screwing it up. Imagine what it's like in a darkroom bag. Once you're done with that, clip that down and then push forward or push up until you hear it snap into place in the groove that's in here. Because when you look at that, you'll see a groove. So you want that sleeve to fall into that groove. And now this is ready to go. In addition to that, don't forget that you should turn these little knobbers here. So that way it keeps the sleeve in place and they don't fall out. You ready to photograph? You can pull out your sleeve. Wait for it. 1001, 1002, 1003. Pop it up. Making sure now you have your sleeve. And on the black side, put it back into your film holder. And that's it. For a rookie, I thought I did a great job. But I hope you learned as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a few moments. I'm going to break this down. We'll primarily pull out the film holder, break it down, stick it in there, stick my box of film in there, and then I'm going to go out in the stormy weather. Well, stormy weather by Arizona standards. It's looking nice. And take some photographs and then share it. I will be taking 4 exposures. And so I will share those 4 exposures with you. So we'll catch you out there. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. And while I wrap this up, I'm going to share some photographs that I had taken in Prescott using my Leica Q2M. After I exposed the 4 photographs using the Harman, I decided to pull out the digital camera and take a few photographs that I want to share with you right now. My thoughts about yesterday. I'm not necessarily happy with how I may have exposed the Harman as far as time. I think I overexposed it. I'm not quite certain. I'm going to be giving it some time and some thought. I was hoping to grab a little bit more features of the clouds, but I think it was blowing, and it was simply blowing because I left the exposure open a little too long. Yesterday I did anything between 10 to 15 seconds, so after reviewing it, after reviewing the photographs, I think I might need to cut the exposure time down a little bit and adjust. That's fine. That's all a part of the learning curve when photographing, when you're learning to photograph and having fun. The whole point of photography is to go out and have fun. I want to thank those that have subscribed to my channel. And I like to say that those that do watch this channel, if you give it some thought, please subscribe to it. And I hope you did I hope you did enjoy this presentation. So, without further ado, we'll catch you later.